I want to tell you about something that just happened with 3I Atlas today. Honestly, it is making a lot of astronomers very nervous. NASA just quietly pushed an update to the official trajectory data. And what that update tells us is simple. This thing is not following the rules. On paper, 3I Atlas should be slowing down. It is moving away from the sun. It should be fading. But the latest data says the opposite. 3I Atlas has changed direction again. If you've been following this interstellar visitor with me, you know that every time it shifts, we learn something terrifying about its internal structure. So, let me walk you through exactly what NASA saw today, because the models are no longer matching reality. Here is how we know something changed. Every single day, NASA's computers predict exactly where this comet should be. They calculate gravity from the sun, the planets, everything. Usually, the comet is exactly where the math says it should be. The error margin is tiny. But today, the numbers didn't line up. When they plugged in the position from the last 24 hours, the comet had drifted. It wasn't just a random error. The data points all leaned to one side. Basically, 3I Atlas is currently pushing itself off its original track. That is your first clue. The fresh changes are literally baked into the new orbit. The numbers themselves are screaming that something is different now compared to yesterday. To bring the model back in line with reality, the team had to tweak the non-gravitational terms. That is the part of the equation that accounts for jets of gas acting like tiny rocket engines. Yesterday, the math assumed a certain strength for that push. Today, the updated fit says 3I Atlas is experiencing a much stronger sideways acceleration. Not catastrophic, not like it is suddenly going to veer off course and hit Earth, but absolutely real. The comet is pushing itself in a different direction now. Something about its activity pattern has shifted. And it isn't just the orbit numbers. The images are telling the same story. When the imaging team stacked today's exposures and compared them to yesterday's, the difference was shocking. Look at the core of the comet. Yesterday, the brightness was centered. It looked like a nice, round ball of gas. Today, the core looks lopsided. The brightness has shifted to the side. It's like someone grabbed the whole inner coma and tugged it. This means the material isn't coming out evenly anymore. One specific side of the comet has cracked open or heated up, and it's spewing out tons of dust and ice. This is what caused the direction change. On top of that, a faint secondary streamer is now visible coming off at a different angle than the main tail. It's subtle, but once you enhance the contrast, it's clearly there. A fresh thread of material feeding into space from a spot that was quiet before. So we have two separate hints pointing to the same conclusion. The math says there's a new sideways push. The images say the inner coma is heavier on one side. So what is actually going on physically? Inside 3I Atlas, the heat from its dive past the sun is finally reaching the deeper layers. When those deeper pockets get hot enough, they don't necessarily vent from the same spots as before. A new crack opens somewhere else on the surface. That instantly changes which parts of the comet are active. The internal plumbing just updated. The comet's venting system reconfigured itself overnight. Here's why this is dangerous. This kind of change doesn't just rewrite the pretty pictures, it rewrites the forces on the nucleus. Two strong active regions on different sides of the comet mean different torques being applied as the thing rotates. Every time an active region faces the sun and starts pumping out material, that thrust tries to spin the comet up. If 3I Atlas spins up too fast, the centrifugal force will rip it apart. We've seen this happen with other comets. They act strange, they shift orbit, they flare up, and then they shatter into nothing. It usually starts with exactly this kind of thing. New jets opening and the nucleus trying to cope with forces it wasn't built to handle.
Right now, NASA's language stays careful. They call it updated non-gravitational parameters. But underneath the technical language, the reality is this. 3I Atlas is unstable. It has changed direction today. Will it stabilize tomorrow, or will we wake up to find it has fragmented into pieces? No one knows. We're watching this happen in real time. I'm monitoring the Deep Space Network feeds every hour. As soon as the next image comes in, I'll post an update. So make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. You do not want to miss what happens next.